Hello, this is your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. Welcome to Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. You can follow me on Twitter, Hope_Speaks, or you can call me 323-338-6580. 323-338-6580. Okay, now the subject the something that's dear to my heart, and that's kids. I taught school, teacher, assistant, substitute teacher, youth development, was team director of Boys and Girls Clubs. I've had my own organization working with kids to help keep them in school and away from drugs and alcohol, through music and stuff like that, So I've worked with youth for just years. Years. You're talking about 10 plus years, So, and then I have raised my own kids, who are now growing. I got grandkids. So God is good, So when I heard this story on the news about a teen boy who's 13, is out here in the LA area, Los Angeles County area school, I was brokenhearted that he had got beat up, bullied. He was at, I guess, I think they said it was track. I guess they were in the locker room or something of the sort. And I don't know if it was one kid or a group of kids, just beat him so bad that he's in the hospital. And I think that's just sad, because I've raised kids and I've been very active. And my kids were very active in my kids' school because you have to watch over your kids when they're in them schools. You all know I'm a big proponent actually of homeschooling. I really am, Now, a lot of times, mine wanted to be, at the building, so I worked with the building, But I really encourage parents, homeschools. I did homeschool one of mine for a while, and I really enjoyed it and loved it. I want to go back to school, it's fine. But, because homeschooling, you really just have more control of the education of your kids and what's going on with your kids and stuff like that. Because when you allow these kids to go to these buildings, you got to watch who is around your kids. You got to make sure they're watching your kids, and sometimes the education just gets more about other things than education. Where at home they focus on the education. Because I think a lot of states you do like 3.5 hours a day and you just report it. You can look it up, on your state website, state education website, on how you can do homeschooling. But I would really encourage you to do it. But for those of you parents that got kids at the building, stay at that building. You need to stay going to parent meetings. You need to just do some drop-in sometime. Bring your ID and stuff. Because a lot of schools we gotta have, that's fine. Bring you everything that I need. But I'm gonna be up in here watching mine. You know what I'm saying? Because stuff goes on. Now this thing with this boy, how he just got just beat senseless. It don't mean make no sense. His whole he can your openness. I pray for the parents, because when somebody does something to your kid, you really gotta pray, because you're like, how did somebody allow this to happen? And that's what we also gotta pray for these coaches. So I'm like, where was the coach? Where was the track practice? They in or coming from the track game or something to do with track. And then it's just school property. So it goes back to that whenever them kids are on campus and still involved in a school activity, there needs to be people watching. Somebody, security, I don't know, they have to put more money in the system or don't have the program or something, because these kids have to be watched. And this thing, we especially have to watch it for our boys, because I notice with bullying, they don't like to claim a lot of times that the boys are being bullied. They always say, oh, well, boys to be boys. No, when boys are hitting each other and beating up on each other all the time and saying mean things, that's not boys to be boys. A lot of times when kids are getting bullied. And so we have to speak up on it. And sometimes it may seem like it's harder for the boys to speak because people say, oh, well, you're a boy, you're supposed to be able to take it. No one should have to deal with an unsafe environment. No one should have to deal with somebody, but especially not at school. School is supposed to be a safe place, a safe haven. And there's supposed to be adults there at all times watching what is going on. And really, you need bathroom monitors. You go to the club and nightclubs, and sometimes they have bathroom monitors. We need bathroom monitors because too much is going on in these schools and these bathrooms. Okay, so I don't know. They need a job description on the website. Bathroom monitors. They do. They need somebody just be in the bathrooms. You don't need to go in the stall with them, but they need somebody be in the bathroom, because that's where the kids skip at. That's where they smoking cigarette and all the other stuff at. And don't even get started on everything else they do up in the bathrooms. They need bathroom monitors. So again, locker room monitors. Matter of fact, I had a job one time. I was a locker room monitor. So kudos to the school I worked at that made sure they had locker room monitors. Just thought about that. That's awesome. Woo woo, Decatur, Illinois. Woo woo woo, Hope School. All right. But so I pray for the parents. Because again, it's hard when someone does, and you feel like someone does something to your child, and you feel like the school really didn't handle it. And also, parents, remember that's grounds. If I'm not mistaken, check with a lawyer to sue that school because they didn't keep your child safe. They did not keep you. I mean, I see how they were going after the other kid. But here's my thing. Don't set kids up. Why are kids in an area at the school where there's no one monitoring them? What is going on? They're not out here on the street. They're at the school. And then they're coming from they're at a school activity. Whatever sports they were doing, that's a school activity. How come someone wasn't watching? It's just so sad. It's just so sad. So we need more protection at the schools. And I wouldn't say per se police officers. I mean, just at least somebody looking. A lot of times, long as just somebody eyes is there. Teacher, teacher's aide, hall monitor, locker room monitor. I mean, you just need adult eyes. It's actually going to be looking, not on their phone texting instead of watching the kids, but actually watching and monitoring the students' activities. But a lot of times if someone's just there, they won't do it in front of them. The point is nobody was right there. And so, again, parents, I'm telling you, get there to them schools, watch your kids, watch, find out who's doing what. And yes, call them on it. Do not be afraid to speak up. You are your child's, your student's best advocate for them. You have to advocate for your child. You have to help make sure they get this education that they deserve, that they, are treated fairly by the other students, by the teachers, by, at school, just safe, And so, I pray for that family. My name is Michelle Hope Walker. Again, my number is 323-338-6580. You can look me up because, whatever I can do to help you or refer you to some organizations or something, because your son should not, your son, that should not have happened to your son. That should not have happened to your son. That is wrong. And I would encourage those that teach, because I know the first thing you say something, first thing, a lot of time administrators and teachers be, well, the kids need to do this. Well, sometimes the kids, we know that, but they're kids. That's why they're kids. And that's why you're adults, and that's why they hired you to help monitor the kids, So, don't try to find ways to get out of your job because you're getting paid to help do some of these things. You know what I'm saying? So, but look at it as a means to start looking more in those hallways, checking those bathrooms, and people do their jobs. I don't know how many times as I've been at my kids' schools at times, people not where they're supposed to be, the teachers or the people who are supposed to be watching the kids in that area. And don't get me wrong, we got good teachers, we got good schools, and got good administrators. So, again, I'm not putting everybody, down, throwing everybody under the bus. But we do have, and every school has them. Every school has them. Every school and teachers and the teacher assistants and all the other staff know who do their job and who just don't do their job. Who's just sitting there waiting for retirement, or either they just, it's just a job to them. And they are not thinking about the kids. They ain't trying to help the kids. They just there. Them people we need to get up out of there. We need people who really care about the kids. So I remember when I went in youth development, I thought everybody was going to be happy and be there to help the kids. I never met so many miserable people, just unhappy. I'm like, why are you here with the kids? Working with the kids was the easy job. And sometimes just working with people that didn't like their job, treated the kids unfairly. It's like, really, why are you here? And so, again, this is just to me a call. Parents, watch your kids more. Those of you that have kids, from daycares to youth development centers to schools, the coaches, youth centers, watch these kids. Don't just brush off as they just playing. Because it is not fair for no kid to get bullied. It is not fair for no kid to get bullied. And you can't even really turn your back, not even a little bit. Because I don't know how long the coach was out the locker room, if he ever was in the locker room when the kid was getting beaten. I don't know what happened. But I know that is just sad. The kid, black-eyed, half his face is swelling, his head. I just get sad every time I see it. Because like I said, I have a heart for kids. I want kids to be able to be happy and grow up happy and be in loving environments, And all of us, when we see a kid, smiling at a kid, they already go through it, nurturing them. You know what I'm saying? Helping the kids in your neighborhood. I try to give, I've got mine graduated and, my son off to college is doing good, but I try to, even help motivate, and give information to the other kids around me and talking to the parents and encouraging them with the kids and stuff because, let's help make kids' lives easier, not harder, but easy. Help make the kids' lives easier. So I'm praying for the young man who's in the hospital. I'm praying for his family. And I pray that you do every legal thing that you need to do because that was wrong. And your case needs to be an example for all other school districts and coaches and everybody else to watch these kids. You can't let them be, I don't care how old they are. They still, if they're involved in a public, in a public like a school or something, that's supposed to be watching over these kids, they need to watch over them. They need to make sure that that's done. Or, hire some people that will watch the kids. If you got people sitting there reading the paper and tweeting and on the computer playing Candyland, I don't know what they're playing, Candy Shack, I don't know what the games, but, get some people that really going to watch the kids. You know what I'm saying? That's really going to be there and help all the kids. Now, I had their favorites, because I see that so many times too, where they had their favorites, where they're watching them, then the other kids just have to fend for themselves. I've done youth development for years. I always tried to make sure I was treating all the kids right. Even kids, I know sometimes you have some kids that they just want to push your button, but hey, you signed up for that field. You signed up to work with them, so you now got to have the patience to work with them. You know what I'm saying? The patience to work with them, at least do the best that you can, but most definitely don't sit and let them beat up on each other. I can't even understand how that happened on school property. That's my first thing. If you need to sue that school, I'm like, where was the people at the school supposed to keep your child safe? But anyway, and I pray for the kids and the kids who did it. That their parents talk to them about it's not okay to pick on people. It's not okay just to pick on people. Like I said, and I pray for our society overall. Because society overall, sometimes we have to watch it. We say it's not good to mess with these group of people, but it's okay to mess with these group of people. But no, it's not okay to mess with anybody. All lives matter. We tie that in to what we're doing all these marches for now. All lives matter. You know what I'm saying? It should not be okay to mess with certain people because maybe they don't look like you or they don't act like you. They don't wear the clothes or they don't have the money that you have or just whatever it is. No. We are to respect everybody. We respect how we live and the choices we make in our life. And then we respect the next person for what they wear, what they do, and this and that, And I really think if we just have more love and respect for one another, we wouldn't be so mean to each other and want to beat up. What reason could they want to beat up on him? I don't get me wrong. I don't know. Maybe they've had times again, but again, because maybe they've battled back and forth with you. But again, that's where the supervision, where was the adult, the staff supervision, the coach, the teacher, whoever supposed to be supervising, where were they at? Because that is their job. Because we know the kids will get into stuff when we're not around. That's the whole point why people are hired to supervise and to monitor, students' behavior and, the youth. So, still it should not have come to that. And again, I pray for the parents if they teach their kids. It's never right to pick on nobody. It's never right. It's never right to, put somebody down. They act like, oh, I'm all this and that and you that. Really? I get very leery of people that can talk about everybody else. Nothing's ever wrong with them, but everybody else is so wrong. Because I know I'm not perfect. As I even put out these videos to try to help people and encourage people, I'm going to tell you, number one, I'm not perfect. I'm not, and a lot of times we learning together. I'm learning stuff and I'm sharing it with y'all. Look at what we learn. But it's not about being perfect. You don't have to be perfect to love somebody. You ain't got to be perfect to be nice to somebody. You ain't got to be perfect to treat somebody fair. Now, again, we're not perfect, so sometimes we all may have our times that we may not treat people right, but let's increase on treating people right as much as possible. And most definitely, this should not happen to this kid. So, again, anti-bullying, I'm against bullying. It's never right to bully anybody, and these kids should not be getting beat up by other students at their school. So this is your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. Want to talk to me more about it? Follow me on Twitter, Hope_speaks. Call me, 323-338-6580. I'll come talk to your parent group. I'll come motivate your parents. I'll come talk to the kids, encouraging them to tell. Tell. Never forget that video. That little girl had a sign, was talking about how them people was bullying her on national TV. She was like, I'm telling everybody. All right, this your girl, Hope.